It's usually like a lady who's there with her husband and doesn't actually know shit about golf in the first place. So she just is already pissed off that he drugged me out here this early in the morning. He didn't take me to Starbucks to get a chai fucking latte with half mocha, extra white foam.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Left Hooks Are Free, where right hooks are always half off. The first iteration of that was a little bit better. However, we could not use it. My name is Chris Cano. I am joined with the Husky Messiah, a.k.a. Zachary Taylor. I'm not going to give you his middle name so you can't steal all his shit, but I'm sure he welcomes that only in person.
Always put my full name out here every episode.
All right. That's what I wanted to do. I got a question this week. And it was, where did the name Left Hooks Are Free come from?
Ooh,
right?
That's a good question.
My pops asked me this. I know that some of y'all actually care about this. I didn't come up with it. And what's funny is I was telling my boy over here, I was telling him that I got asked this and he didn't know where he made the shit up. This dude forgot. He makes so much shit up, so much bullshit, that he doesn't even remember where it came from. So I'm going to tell you.
It just spills out.
So we used to talk a lot of shit. We still do. That's actually the premise of the show, right? And people would talk shit back to us. And my friend here, who likes to fight, would say, he would ask them, what day is it? And they'd be like, oh, it's Thursday, the 8th. And he'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Left hooks are free on Thursdays.
Yeah, Thursdays.
And then how the right hooks are half off is people would be smartasses and ask how much right hooks are. And he would reply,
half off.
They're half off. So
always half off.
That's where the name comes. Sometimes we'd switch it up and we'd be like, oh, right hooks are free. Or sometimes they're BOGO. It can be anything. It's just a way to shit talk. And it kind of relates to fighting, so it's kind of fun. So that's kind of what our show is. It's basically shit talk that also relates to fighting. So it actually ended up working out well for us. And nobody has it. All right, so we're going to get started with birthdays. We're going to do the housekeeping end of the show. Birthdays, we have Daisy Ridley. Most of you know her as Ray.
Fuck that bitch.
Shout out to Finn, you fucking suck. And then Babyface the singer, happy birthday.
Shout out to Babyface.
I know a few people that listen to him. Steven Seagal, which you're a keto bumping ass. All right, we can talk a lot of crap about Steven Seagal. I hope one day he comes up for The People versus Steven Seagal, because I would like to talk a lot of shit about Steven Seagal.
Hola.
And then John Madden. John Madden, head coach at one time for the Oakland Raiders. He was, at one time, I believe, the youngest Super Bowl winning head coach. Happy birthday, John Madden. I love the video games that they no longer have you in it because everything was always about blocking. He really loved blocking. So,
boom! I have high blood pressure.
Yeah, exactly. John Madden, you are a sports god. You're on the Mount Rushmore in my book. Right. So trivia. So in honor of the Masters, we have some Masters trivia. This should be kind of easy for some of you, because you can pretty much guess it and probably get it right. So there's a plaque commemorating this golfer located on the water fountain behind the tee box at the 16th, the Masters. We'll get back to that after we get into sneakers. So today is the 8th. We record on the 8th. You guys may or may not have already lost your lottery pick for the Raging Bull 5s that drop on the 10th. They are currently reselling for $300. And for some reason, they're selling for $300. I have no clue. Maybe it's because they didn't get involved with the pack.
What the fuck is going on?
Maybe people were expecting the black ones too. Like, But the individual
I
shoe on
mean,
was selling for $1,000 like just like 2 weeks ago.
I
So
don't know. I don't know what happened.
so they are no longer a current resale god. However, comma, my boy and I both know in the sneaker game that just because they're not selling high now doesn't mean they won't later. Because, for instance, French blues are actually kind of expensive now, and everyone got those general
Surprisingly.
release, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everyone thought that they were going to be worth a lot of money, and they all were disappointed that they could only sell them for about 220. And now that nobody can get them, now they're expensive. So Jordans are starting. This may be a sign of the times that Jordans will no longer be initial release expensive. It may take time.
I'm almost not mad at that though.
Same, because it kind of it kind of makes it to where maybe, just maybe, you can go to the store like when we were
And get some
kids,
shit you actually like
like, and you
for
could get,
once
remember,
ever.
we could get Concords from like East Bay, like
Yeah, those are wild times.
you could get Concords out of a
Concords in East
freaking
Bays.
magazine.
I think
Alright.
they even have Flu Game 12s in there at one point. I'm not sure on that.
It's craziness. It's craziness. Griffey Max 1s, Jackie Robinsons are
Like
dropping on the
those.
15th. They are, those look tall.
Yeah.
Definitely not my style. However, I know we got one peep that is probably cares about that, but he's got a bunch of kids now, so I don't know if he can pull that one off.
Talking about the rule, baby.
Yeah. But those are reselling for 500. So currently this week, those are the highest reselling sneaker on the market. If you are interested in buying and selling shoes, those are probably your targets. And then we have Foam Posit All Stars dropping on the 16th, and those are reselling for 300. So not really a big sneaker week, but I mean, to me, Raging Bull 5s, it's pretty crazy that you can get them resale for 300 when like a year ago they were what, like how much were they for your size? Like $1,300?
They were 1,400 for a size 13 like last year.
Yeah,
I don't even like. How did we get to this point? Like,
are
do
they
you know,
not
is
fire?
Is this a general release? Is that people just upset at the quantities that are coming out? Like, I don't get where this is stemming from. This
I
is
don't-
systemic.
It's not like they're ugly. You know what I mean? Well, here's the thing: is that
They
if
don't look
people
no different than they did last year when they cost over a stack.
if people are pissed off that they are coming out with too many of them, then that just lets you know that it would, like, people are buying the shoes without actually liking them.
That's a fucking problem too, because that's
Which
what all this like last
everything.
5 years of hype has been based off of. You've fucked up the market of what is actually heat and what's trash, because it's just like what's hard to get. It doesn't matter how aesthetically displeasing it may be.
Right. So, like, the Foamposite All Stars, I don't like how those look. I don't like how any foams look outside of the Dornbecker foams and the Chrome Posits. Those are the only two foams I like.
I
That's
like
it.
foams. I got a few pair of them, but I'm just not. Have you noticed that all the All-Star Game shoes have been trashed since like Kobe 9s?
Yeah,
Like
pretty
way
much.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone that's really been like actual like you can go rock this in the streets and look all right.
Didn't
They have some.
didn't they try to pull out like a Jordan 1?
I mean, they've done a little bit of everything, but most of them that have like been anything like worth having were like hooping shoes, like performance on the court shoes. Like, yeah, I could fuck with those there, but like actual something to rock in the streets to wear casually. It's been some years since there's been an all-star like iteration that's worth copping.
I wish they would I wish they'd start dropping PEs more often. That's what I wish they'd start doing.
Well, I feel like the problem with dropping PEs is they've already kind of ruined the wanderlust around PEs.
Right.
Because PEs wouldn't come out for like a decade, 5-6 years down the line, and then be a limited quantity release or a special collab you had to go over here to get. And now we had like, 3 years where it's like this PE, that PE, this one, that one, Mike Baby PE, Wolverines PE, Oregon Ducks PE. It's like, well, you kind of diluted the term for the player exclusive now.
Well, Here's the other thing that Jordan has screwed up is that they've also been issuing colorways that look very similar to the colorways that
classic
were
colorways.
Heat. So
Yeah,
like
that's a problem.
the Raging Bulls, didn't they come out with like a red pair of fives that were almost
Yeah,
Raging Bulls?
they were red, but they're kind of like too highlighted tone to be
Yeah.
red, almost like an infrared.
And they weren't suede, obviously.
Weren't suede, weren't the right materials. The soles were a little different. The color was off. It was like a weak shot at a Raging Bull 5. And it's like,
Right. Well, and then like for 13s, they have Team Jordans that look like 13s. You know what I mean? Like they just keep
yeah,
like
those collab joints.
it's so annoying, and it's funny how like last week we were talking about the a Marini or whatever they're called, the threes, and it's
Yeah.
like they're only that way because they're a colorway that doesn't exist, and B, it's expensive. Like
Yeah.
it's a collab because they're not that cool to me. Like that happens
agree.
so often that they're not that cool. Oh, and OG Jordans sit on the shelves, which is the biggest
How?
blunder in my opinion. Like what was it, the tens? What were they? Which ones? The ones that they hadn't ever dropped ever outside of the original color. Were they? They weren't shadows, right? What were the tens that they were like that dark gray? What are they called again? Like it's slipping my mind.
What year was this? I can tell you off of that.
It was a few years ago, maybe like 3-4 years ago.
The gray with black and red bottoms.
Probably I don't remember. I just remember it was like. Was it? Were they?
Hold on. Were they these?
You probably got them. I would hope you did. Yeah, those.
Oh, it's shadows.
That's what I thought. Like, those were slept on so hard, man.
Shout out to Georgie boy.
Like,
Georgie boy.
that colorway never came out.
Outside the original drop. That's it.
And they sat on shelves as a general release and nobody cared. And people said they were trash. But when they dropped shattered backboards, they went crazy.
I don't even like the color orange.
Yeah, it's nuts. Let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Trivia. The trivia answer is Arnold Palmer. The commemorating plaque on the water fountain is for Arnold Palmer. The other two that are out there are for Jack Nicklaus. However, I would like verification on this. That the rumor is that this particular one is the only place you can get iced tea and lemonade on the course.
Because I wonder if that's true. Does it come with the vodka?
Yeah. And in the Masters spirit, the game of the week to watch, this week is the Masters. Favorites to win, the top 5 on the list. I just look at DraftKings, but it's just, the most likely people. Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Jordan Spieth, who recently won. Do something stupid. Who you got?
I'm stupid.
Have you been watching golf?
Not really, but I brushed up a little bit. I don't think we're gonna get. I'm just gonna make this call. No one in that list is gonna win this joint. Somebody random.
I think this year. I hope it's JT. I like Justin Thomas, man. That's who I want to win this thing.
Man, I don't know.
I like the way he plays golf, man.
I was looking at him the other day. What's his score's been like on the lead up to this?
See, I haven't looked that far back. All I know is the way he plays golf. I like. Like I haven't been watching.
How does he play though? Is he aggressive? Is he calculated?
He's
going
more of
it?
like an accuracy guy. From what I've seen, more of like a kind of. I like scramblers. I like guys that pull off more like interesting shots. Like DeChambeau
Intriguing.
and DJ both just smack this shit. Or John Rahm too. They smack it,
Beat that shit to the gate.
which has become the thing. I mean, as much as we love Tiger Woods kind of started that. Like you can't play and if you can't hit the ball hard. But he also was a wizard. So that being said, he was both. He was the perfect weapon, if you will.
Yeah. You might even say that Tiger's all gas, no brake.
Yeah, you could.
Hmm.
Jordan Spieth, though, he recently won, and I believe it was at the same tournament. This kid, right? He got some. I don't know if you saw it, but he got some controversy because he was kind of over by the cart path, I believe, and like in the rough. And this kid asked him. He got it on video. He said, "Hey Jordan, are you gonna do something stupid?" And people were lighting this kid up, saying he's so disrespectful. This kid is a piece of crap. He shouldn't have said anything. How dare you talk to these golfers? His parents need to teach their kids to act better, right? All this stuff. And the funny thing is some god of an internet man said, he posted the link to the video where Jordan Spieth is in the rough on a previous tournament, and he says, I think I'm going to do something stupid right here. And, like, hits a really
so
good
this
shot.
kid's actually a deep-rooted fan, and y'all talking shit about
Yeah,
him.
like, he's got, like, such a deep inside joke that people thought he was being disrespectful. But he's
Really,
actually,
he's just
like,
done his homework.
a fan. Yeah. And
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
I hate when people do that. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, these casual golf fans were so mad at him. That's what's funny. I didn't know
What
it either,
annoys me
though.
about
That's
it-
the thing.
It's usually like a lady who's there with her husband and doesn't actually know shit about golf in the first place. So she just is already pissed off that he drugged me out here this early in the morning. He didn't take me to Starbucks to get a chai fucking latte with half mocha, extra white foam on the fucking side. And then it's either her or it's her husband who looks like he's eaten brisket for every meal of the day for 30 fucking years. He thinks that tucking his belly into his shorts and then pulling the belt tight until it creates a little fucking ravine is a aesthetically pleasing look to have, other than just letting that gut bust. It's always those two.
Facts.
Fuck y'all. Go home, lay off the barbecue sauce.
I could see that.